My beloved child, come closer and breathe for a moment. I see the weight you have been carrying, the questions you whisper in the quiet, the way your heart keeps asking if this pain means you are lacking, forgotten, or somehow not enough. I want you to know this with certainty. What you are walking through right now is not a measurement of your worth. It is not a verdict on your value. It is not a reflection of how deeply you are loved. This season is a test of courage, not of worth, and I need you to hear that clearly, because doubt has been trying to tell you a different story. I see how you have been interpreting delays as rejection, silence as abandonment, and resistance as proof that something is wrong with you. But listen to me gently now. Gold is not tested because it is worthless, it is tested because it is precious. Courage is not demanded from those who have nothing to lose, it is drawn out of those who are destined to carry something meaningful. I am not asking you to prove that you are worthy. You already are. I am asking you to stand, to trust, to keep your heart open when it would be easier to close it, because the courage you are building now will carry you into the future I am preparing. There are moments when you feel like you are being examined, watched, weighed, as if every step you take is under a magnifying glass. You wonder if one mistake will disqualify you, if one weakness will erase all the good you have tried to live. But my child, I do not test worth. Worth is given, not earned. You were worthy the moment you were created. You were worthy before you ever prayed correctly, before you ever made the right choice, before you ever learned how to be strong. What I am testing now is whether you will believe me when circumstances contradict what I have spoken over your life. Courage is quiet sometimes. It does not always look like bold declarations or fearless action. Often, courage looks like waking up again when your heart feels tired. It looks like choosing hope when disappointment feels more logical. It looks like trusting me when you do not understand why things are unfolding the way they are. This is the courage I am strengthening in you. And it is not for nothing. You will need it where I am taking you, not because the road will always be easy, but because your presence there will matter. I know you have been tempted to compare yourself to others, to look at their progress and wonder why your path seems slower, steeper, or lonelier. But comparison is a thief of peace, and it blinds you to the unique work I am doing in you. I am not shaping you to fit someone else's story. I am shaping you for your own. The delays you resent are teaching you patience. The uncertainty you fear is teaching you trust. The stretching you resist is expanding your capacity. None of this is wasted. None of this is random. There are people in your life whose actions have made you question your value. Their hesitation, their fear, their inability to choose bravely has felt like a verdict on you. But hear me clearly, their courage is being tested, not your worth. Their journey, their timing, their inner battles are not measurements of who you are. Do not internalize someone else's fear and call it your failure. Do not carry shame that does not belong to you. I am asking you to release that burden, because it is weighing down a heart that was never meant to carry it. I see the tears you do not show, the prayers you repeat when it feels like nothing is changing. I see how you keep loving, keep believing, even when part of you wants to protect itself by pulling back. That is courage. And even on the days you feel like you have none left, I am holding you steady. When you feel weak, that is not evidence of failure, it is evidence that you are human and still choosing to trust me. I am not disappointed in you. I am near you. There will be moments in this season when you feel exposed, as if everything familiar has been stripped away. This is not to shame you or leave you vulnerable, it is to free you from what you no longer need. When false supports fall away, you learn what is real. When illusions break, truth has room to stand. I am not removing things to hurt you. I am making space for what aligns with who you are becoming. Courage grows best in honest ground. Not in comfort built on fear. You may wonder why I do not simply remove the test, why I allow you to feel this tension between what you hope for and what you see. But my child, if I removed every challenge, you would never discover the strength I placed within you. You would never learn how deeply you can trust me. The courage you are developing now will become the foundation of future peace. One day, you will look back and realize this season did not break you, it clarified you. Do not mistake difficulty for disapproval. I am not against you. I am for you in ways you cannot yet see. Even when the path feels unclear, I am guiding your steps. Even when answers are delayed, my presence is constant. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Preparation often feels uncomfortable because it stretches us beyond what we have known. But what lies ahead requires a heart that knows how to stand firm without losing tenderness. I know you are tired of being strong. I know you long for reassurance that you are seen, chosen, cherished. Let me say this plainly, you are deeply loved. Not conditionally. Not temporarily. Not because of what you do or how well you endure this test. You are loved because you are mine. Nothing about this season changes that. Nothing about another person's choices changes that. Nothing about your doubts or questions disqualifies you from my love. Courage does not mean you never feel afraid. It means you do not let fear decide who you become. Right now, fear is trying to convince you to shrink, to settle, to accept less than what aligns with your heart. I am inviting you to resist that voice. Trust that I know what I am doing, even when the process feels slow. Trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by because of timing, mistakes, or moments of weakness. I am faithful, there will be clarity, and there will be resolution. There will be a moment when the fog lifts, and you understand why this had to unfold the way it did. Until then, walk gently with yourself. Do not rush your healing. Do not harden your heart. Courage is not about forcing outcomes, it is about remaining open to truth. Even when it challenges you. You are learning how to love without losing yourself, how to hope without denying reality, how to trust without controlling everything. These lessons are shaping you into someone who can receive what is coming without fear. Remember this: when doubt speaks loudly, you are not on trial. You are in transformation. Tests refine, they do not define. Your worth was never up for debate. It was settled long ago. What is being revealed now is your resilience, your faith, your ability to stand in truth even when emotions fluctuate. This is a holy work, even if it feels ordinary, even if it feels painful. I am closer than you think. In the silence, I am still speaking. In the waiting, I am still working. In the testing, I am still loving you fully. Hold on, not because you must prove anything, but because what is forming in you matters. The courage you are learning now will one day become the testimony that strengthens others, the quiet confidence that steadies your own heart, the peace that no circumstance can easily shake. So rest in this truth tonight: you are enough. You have always been enough. This moment is not asking you to earn love, only to trust it. Walk forward with me, one step at a time. I am not measuring your worth. I am walking with you as you discover your courage. My beloved child, let me continue speaking to your heart, because there are still things you need to hear, things your soul has been aching to understand. I know that sometimes, even after reassurance, doubt tries to creep back in. It whispers late at night and early in the morning, asking if you misunderstood me, if maybe this really is about your value after all. But I am patient with you, and I will repeat what you need to hear until it settles deep within you. What you are facing now is stretching your courage, because courage is what will protect your heart in the next season. If I allowed you to step forward without strengthening it, you would be vulnerable to fear, to compromise, to accepting things that look good on the surface but do not honor who you truly are. I am not delaying you to disappoint you. I am steadying you so that when the door opens, you walk through it with clarity instead of desperation. You have been tempted to think, if I were more lovable, this wouldn't be so hard, or if I were truly chosen, I wouldn't feel this uncertain. But hear me gently: ease is not the evidence of love, and struggle is not the absence of it. Some of the most loved hearts walk through the deepest refining, not because they are lacking, but because they are capable of carrying more. You are capable of more than you realize, and I am teaching you how to stand without losing yourself. There are parts of you that are awakening right now, even though it feels uncomfortable. You are beginning to see patterns you once ignored, truths you once softened, limits you once crossed to keep peace. This awareness is not meant to make you harsh or guarded. It is meant to make you honest. Courage grows when you choose truth over comfort, even when that truth asks you to change the way you relate, the way you wait, the way you hope. I know you wish others would be braver, clearer, more decisive. Their hesitation has left you holding questions you never asked for. But do not let their uncertainty become your identity. You are not meant to shrink to match someone else's fear. You are not meant to beg for clarity that should be freely given. This season is teaching you that your worth does not rise or fall based on someone else's readiness. That lesson will guard your heart long after this moment passes. There will come a time when you are grateful you did not chase what was unsure, when you will see that waiting protected you from unnecessary wounds. Right now, waiting feels like rejection, but it is actually alignment. I am aligning you with truth, with peace, with relationships and opportunities that meet you with courage instead of confusion. You do not need to force what belongs to you. What is truly meant for you will have the strength to stand, not the fragility that constantly needs reassurance. I see how you wrestle between holding on and letting go, between faith and fear. This tension is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you care deeply, that your heart is alive. I am not asking you to stop feeling. I am teaching you not to let feelings rule you. Courage does not silence emotion, it gives it direction. You are learning how to feel fully without being ruled by what you feel, and that is a powerful thing. Do not rush to conclusions in moments of pain. Pain speaks loudly but not always truthfully. Stay anchored in what I have told you about yourself. Stay rooted in the knowledge that you are chosen, even when circumstances feel confusing. The enemy would love for you to believe that this test is exposing your flaws. In reality, it is revealing your strength, even the strength you did not know you had. I am proud of you for staying tender in a world that often rewards hardness. I am proud of you for still believing in love, in goodness, in purpose, even after disappointment. That tenderness is not weakness. It is courage in its purest form. Guard it, but do not bury it. The right season, the right people, the right doors will honor it instead of exploiting it. Soon, you will notice a shift within yourself. You will stop asking, "What is wrong with me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift is important. It marks the moment when the test no longer controls you. When you stop questioning your worth, fear loses its grip. When you trust that I am with you, uncertainty loses its power. Stay with me a little longer in this place of growth. Let me finish what I am doing in you. I promise you this, nothing you are enduring is pointless, and nothing about you is being diminished. You are being strengthened quietly, deeply, in ways that will soon become visible. This is not the end of the story. It is the forming of the courage you will need for the joy ahead. My beloved child, stay here with me a little longer. Let your heart remain open, because there is still healing happening beneath the surface, even now as you read these words. I know that some days you feel steady and hopeful. And other days you feel like everything you understood has slipped through your fingers. This back and forth does not mean you are unstable. It means you are human and growing. Growth is rarely a straight line. It curves, it pauses, it revisits old places with new understanding. I am not confused by your process. I am present in it. There are memories resurfacing, moments from the past when you felt overlooked, replaced, or chosen second. This season is touching those old wounds, not to reopen them, but to heal them properly. Courage cannot fully rise in a heart that still believes it must earn love. So I am gently exposing the places where you learn to doubt yourself, where you learn to settle for crumbs instead of fullness. I am teaching you to recognize your value without needing constant affirmation from others. You may notice that things you once tolerated now feel heavier. Conversations that once felt acceptable now feel draining. Situations that once seemed harmless now feel misaligned. This is not you becoming difficult. This is you becoming honest. Courage is teaching you discernment. It is helping you see what nourishes your soul and what slowly depletes it. Do not ignore this awareness. It is a gift, even if it complicates your life for a moment. I know you fear that choosing courage might lead to loss. You worry that if you stop overgiving, over-explaining, or overweighting, you might end up alone. But listen to me carefully. What leaves your life when you choose truth was never meant to stay. I am not leading you into isolation, I am leading you into alignment. The loneliness you fear is temporary. The peace you are learning to protect will last much longer. There are times when you wish I would intervene loudly, clearly, unmistakably. You want a sign that removes all doubt, a moment that settles every question. Sometimes I do that. But often, I work quietly, strengthening your inner compass so that you do not need constant external confirmation. I want you to trust what you discern, to honor what your spirit recognizes as true. That trust is part of the courage I am building in you. You are learning that love does not require self-abandonment. That patience does not mean self-neglect. That faith does not mean ignoring reality. These lessons are deep, and they take time to integrate. Be patient with yourself as you unlearn what no longer serves you. I am not in a hurry with you. I am committed to your wholeness, not just your comfort. There will be moments when you are tempted to go back to what feels familiar, even if it no longer feels right. Familiarity can feel safer than growth. But remember how far you have come. Remember the clarity you have gained. Do not trade truth for temporary relief. I am not asking you to be harsh or rigid. I am asking you to be faithful to what you now know. Your courage is not only for you. One day, someone will look at the way you stood through uncertainty and find the strength to stand in their own life. Your quiet resilience will speak louder than any words. You are becoming a safe place for others, not because you have all the answers, but because you have learned how to trust me in the questions. I know the waiting still hurts. I know there are prayers you hoped would already be answered. But waiting with me is never wasted time. Even now, I am rearranging things you cannot see, softening hearts, closing paths that would have led to pain, opening ones that require the courage you are developing. Trust that I am ahead of you, even when it feels like nothing is moving. Let your heart rest in this truth tonight: you are not being evaluated, you are being strengthened. You are not lacking, you are learning. You are not forgotten, you are being carefully led. The courage you are growing into will soon feel less like effort and more like peace. And when that happens, you will realize that this season, difficult as it was, helped you come home to yourself, and closer to me than ever before. My beloved child, let me speak the last words you need for this season, the words that will settle like calm after a long storm. I know you have been holding on through waves of emotion, through hope rising and falling, through faith that sometimes felt strong and sometimes felt fragile. None of that has disqualified you. None of it has disappointed me. I have been with you in every moment, steady when you felt shaken, close when you felt alone. There will come a day, sooner than you think, when you will look back on this time and realize it was a turning point. Not because everything suddenly became easy, but because something within you shifted. You stopped questioning your worth and started trusting your wisdom. You stopped waiting for permission to value yourself and began honoring what your heart already knew. That shift is the fruit of courage, and it is priceless. You are going to recognize peace when it arrives, not because it comes without challenge, but because it comes without confusion. What is meant for you will not require you to shrink, chase, or constantly prove yourself. It will meet you with clarity, consistency, and respect. The courage you have been developing will allow you to receive that peace without fear, without second guessing, without the old need to ask, "Am I enough?" You will know that you are. I want you to release any lingering guilt for moments when you doubted me. For days when you felt tired of waiting, for times when you wished things were different. Those moments did not push me away. They drew me closer. I am not a distant observer of your faith, I am a companion in your humanity. Your honesty has mattered more to me than perfect endurance. Do not carry resentment into the next season. Lay it down now. Resentment hardens the heart, and your heart is meant to remain soft and strong at the same time. Forgiveness does not mean excusing what hurt you. It means freeing yourself from carrying its weight. Courage will help you release what no longer serves you, not with bitterness, but with peace. You will notice that your prayers begin to change. They will become less about asking for signs and more about asking for alignment. Less about trying to control outcomes and more about trusting my guidance. That is how you will know you are healed. Not because everything is resolved, but because your heart is no longer at war with itself. Remember this always: I never delayed you to diminish you. I never tested you to shame you. I never asked you to wait because you were unworthy. I asked you to walk through this season because the courage you were forming could not be built any other way. And you have done better than you realize. Even on the days you felt like you were barely holding on, you were still moving forward. Now, step gently into what comes next. Do not rush. Do not fear. Do not look back with regret. Look back with gratitude for the strength you did not know you had. I am proud of you, not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Willing to grow, willing to feel, willing to trust me even when the path was unclear. Carry this truth with you: you are deeply loved, permanently valued, and carefully guided. No test can take that away from you. The courage you have gained will walk with you into every new beginning, reminding you who you are and whose you are. And whenever you forget, whenever doubt tries to rise again, come back to me. I will always remind you.